Sorry to put you through this, but I'm now going to play you a short clip from a absolute whinging, moaning, hypocritical bin. Have a listen to this.
Years, Islamophobia has become an acceptable prejudice to hold. In fact, you can spout Islamophobia so openly that nobody will even bat an eyelid. Not politicians, not journalists, and sadly, almost no one will speak up or challenge it from taking place. In fact, you can be a former advisor to the Prime Minister and a current Conservative parliamentary candidate for West Suffolk and advocate for special laws just to deal with Muslims, including creating a register for imams and mosques, the closing down of mosques, Muslim charities and Muslim TV stations, calling for the banning of a burqa and hijab in schools, literally calling for a whole legal structure to deal with those Muslims as if they are a specific problem.
There's so much to get through. So, Islam needing new laws brought about to deal with it. Well, let's have a look at this, right? So you've got honour killings. That would be a problem. You've got jihad. That would be a problem. Bombings in London, 7/7, that's kind of a problem. Radicalisation of people within Islam from certain mosques up and down the country. Yeah, that would definitely be a problem. Radical preachers that need to be put on the list because they're preaching hate and terrorism. Yeah, I guess that would be a problem too, wouldn't it? And the fact that we can't actually go into a mosque because you have to ask permission, and I don't know how long that takes, but I don't suppose that a copper can sit outside and say, I need to come in. Oh, no. He has to wait. He has to speak to the head of that mosque and then get the permission and then come in with his shoes off, obviously. So in the meantime, any dodginess that could have been going on in said mosque would have been removed, so there'd be no traces. They're not very stupid, these people. They are quite clever in so much as they've got these people pinned down. I mean, the government pussyfoots around Islam all the time. And this is a woman that doesn't have any problem with the mass rape of white women. Apparently, they should just shut the fuck up for the sake of diversity. But nobody wants to anymore because nobody's giving a fuck about your feelings anymore because you clearly don't give a fuck about us. And since we're talking about feelings here and anti-stuff, well, let's talk about anti-Semitism because that seems to be one that you've hit well, isn't it? I mean, you were given a position after being booted out of a position because of anti-Semitism. What did they give you a while back? Labour MP suspended 2 years ago. This was a report that was written a long time ago. I'm reading it as it says there. Over anti-Semitism has been made shadow equalities minister. That would like be put Jimmy Savile in charge of Save the Kids. Wasn't there something like that? God only knows. So yeah, all I'm saying here is she is stereotypical of Islam. She is calling that she's a victim and that poor old Islam and you lot need to be doing more and you need to literally just bend over and take it dry from us at whichever time we wish to give it to you and you'll thank us for it. And it doesn't work like this, love. And the thing is, the more you are an obnoxious, vicious, odious little creature, the more people are going to dislike you. And then you'll probably put that down to Islamophobia. No, it's actually the case that you're a horrible cunt. Nobody likes you because you come out with such vile horribleness. That's why. But hey, just pin it down to Islamophobia. That seems to work all the time. Do you know, being called an Islamophobe nowadays or a racist is probably about as bland as an extra sugar in your tea. Seriously. Years ago, people were scared of being called a bigot, a racist, a homophobe, anti-Semitic, Islamophobic, or whatever else. But nowadays, it's off a duck's back. People have been called names for so long, it doesn't actually make any fucking difference at all. So, there it is. So I should imagine you're going to get more from this woman, whinging and moaning about Islam getting a poor treatment. But let's have a look. What other religion has come into this country and done so much harm in the time it's been here? I mean, take Rotherham, for instance. Rotherham's never going to get over what Islam's done to its kids. And many other places up and down the country. And then there's places that you can't go, you can't drink, you can't hold hands, you can't have a dog. This is Great Britain. But apparently not anymore. And when you've got people like Adrian Trowder or whatever his chops is saying that basically Sharia will replace the law and it will literally be the law of Europe, not just England, and that this is happening quickly, and it is, by the way, and that all of these politicians will bend over backwards because they're scared shitless of Islam. Well, there's one boy here that ain't, and there's quite a few like me that aren't, and we don't tend to just bow down and just let you walk all over this great country and fuck it up and turn it into some third world flea pit shithole that, well, Islam has a great way of doing that to things. You only got to look at some of the countries that Islam turned radical on. Now, you could go back to Iran back in the early 70s. Beautiful country, beautiful women, beautifully dressed. Tell you, go and have a look. Go Google Iran before the Shah was booted, all right? Have a look at it. Now, the CIA had a bit to do with that, but I'm not going any further into that because that's just another thing, right? But however, beautiful, happy, cosmopolitan, nice place to go on holiday even. And then after, Islam sent it back to the Dark Ages. And it's probably happy about that. That's something I can't understand. Why is it has to make everything so fucking miserable? You know, if Islam came into a place and got along with people and made it better, then you'd have a lot less grounds to complain. But I don't know a single place that Islam's gone into without fucking it up. And it's going to do it here. And Ireland, Scotland, Wales, France, Spain. I could just go on. It's saddening. It really is. And anyway, there you go. I've had a whinge. Thanks for listening. By the way, if you want to support this channel, there's a membership thing in case you're any interest. You don't have to. You can watch quite happily without doing it. But if you want to, it's there. There are links in the descriptions to all sorts of stuff. I am going to try and put out more content, but sometimes it's not so easy when you're working. But there it is. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you in a bit.